Morning guys. Well, it's next weekend again, after I finished doing that inside piece and didn't really get much done last weekend. But hopefully this weekend I'll get this bottom part of this guard sorted, and well, hopefully something else. We'll see what happens, but just as the weekend progresses and other things happen. But yeah, I'd like to get this sorted out today, and during the week, while my partner was in town doing the groceries for the fortnight, because I get paid every 2 weeks. Got her to pick up a bit of panel steel. I think it's about 500 by 500. So hopefully that should be enough to do the bottom of this back guard, bottom of the other back guard if I need to. Hopefully I don't have to do any serious panel patchwork in there, but if I need to, and it should cover anything else that I have to do. I don't think there's any other major work to do. There's, the couple little bits in the doors on the side, and there's probably something similar on the other doors as well. Basically, both front guards are done except for that little hole that I haven't tackled on the top yet, but that's a small bit there. I've got some scrap pieces which I can shape up and put in there. So yeah, that's about the size of that. So I've just, I haven't got any real good clean cardboard to make a pattern, so I've got an old box here which has had a hard time. So I think I should be getting a reasonable enough pattern out of that to just get my basic dimensions, and before I cut that piece off, I'll try and shape this up the best I can to fit that curve, so I get a good decent shape in it, and I'll sort of do a rough test fit, and then I'll trim off roughly what I'm going to take off and have a slightly better look up in here, and I'll decide whether I'm going to take any more, if I'm going to go up a little bit higher or anything like that, just to maybe get a little bit cleaner metal on the inside, what's left, because as I said, it's quite thin in here. Like I just wouldn't weld. Probably if I really persevered, I might have got it welded, but like it was just every time I sort of pulled the trigger it would blow a hole, and you get bigger and bigger and bigger. So that's the plan today. So I'll trim up this bit of cardboard and get it about the right shape, and then I'll get the piece of cardboard the right shape, get my length under here. I probably won't cut. Probably what I'll do is I'll probably cut in front of this, as long as it's good and solid. When I cut, I'll probably cut back about here somewhere, just have a good look and see if I need to go back a little bit into here. I don't want to go around the corner if I can avoid it, so that gives me a nice good solid place to weld up to. It gives me good shape through there, and I'll drill some holes and try and pick these spot welds out down through here if I can, and then I'll just drill holes in the panel and hopefully just spot weld them back in, so it looks reasonably factory. So when it's cleaned up, it's only, it's probably counted, I don't know, 7 or 8, 10 spots down there, I suppose. I think I drilled out 3 for this bit, so, and I'll do the same down this edge. I'll sort of semi spot weld it on, so it's it's reasonably sort of factory. So if somebody does go to take it off again 25, 50 years in the future, if the car's still alive, it'll look reasonably factory. So we'll get into it, and we'll see what happens. Alrighty, see you shortly. How you going again, guys? I've made my rough pattern. I've drawn this, cut it neat to the edge of the that front of the back of the wheel arch there. So I've allowed a little bit extra here on my steel, and I've given myself a little bit of extra wriggle room just in case because I know this back corner underneath, where it goes underneath, it's a little bit deeper in this back edge. So I've allowed a little bit extra there, and where that piece of panel comes down to, I've allowed myself probably an extra, well, about a 25mm, an inch, roughly, so I can come up a little bit higher here if I have to. So yeah, like I don't want to, I can't see myself going right up in here. I don't think I'm going to need to, but I've allowed myself a little bit, so I can come in here and cut a wee bit deeper if I need to. Righty, I'll cut my piece of panel steel out now, and I'll start shaping and see if we can get it to fit nice on this piece anyway, and hopefully by then it'll be reasonably good, because it's pretty flat through here and then just sort of just rolls over, but at that end. But we'll get a cut and see if we can get some shape in it. Now quickly, just before I cut this, I could have used my trusty old tin snips, which I've had for years, and I used to use when I did make roofing. So like, I know they're a good pair, but I could have used them. But this is one more thick, and it's, you know, it's alright cutting small pieces, but cutting a big long piece like that, no way. Cut off disc on an angle grinder, way to go. Alrighty. Alright, piece of panel steel cut. I just put the sanding wheel back on the grinder and just whipped along the edges where the cutting disc could cut, just to get rid of any real sharp bits, so I don't stab myself or whatever. So now I'll start trying to get a wee bit of shape into this. Righty. Back again briefly. What I just did, I just clamped it back up underneath the car, like on the extreme back edge of where the steel runs back underneath that edge, and I just roughly where it sat flat, I just got in there as far as I could, and with the pencil, and draw a rough line down there, so I know roughly where this panel is sitting flat against that steel underneath. So that sort of shows you how much extras at the back to the front, where it rolls back underneath, and where the extra metal was. So I've allowed myself plenty at the back, because it's quite deep there. It's actually a little bit deeper where it starts rolling around that back edge and meeting up with the rest of that back guard where the bumper is. But so it's quite deep in here. So I roughly mark where I need to roll it from, and also marked here. I'll get my the tin snips or metal, and I'll slice that so this piece here doesn't fold with it, and so then I'll fold this, and then I'll start rolling it, or shaping it anyway. Alrighty, back to you shortly. Alright, back again. This is only literally just probably 2 minutes later. I just quickly, along that edge, I put it in my engineer's voice and just gave it a tweak. Just sort of roughly bent it over by hand. And this other piece here, I was actually lucky outside that window on the actual house, not on the shed itself. There's a big old steel downpipe. I think it is a downpipe or something like that, or yeah. So it's a good old cast downpipe, and actually it was perfect for I just went along and just pushed a bit of shape into it, and we're not far away. Like okay, it's sitting out a little bit here, but if I hold that up, just put a bit of tension on it, we're not far away from the right shape. Obviously when I do that, it's pulling the piece out at the bottom, but if you look down there, well, we're pretty close, with a little bit more pushing and working, we're about there. So like, really, that panel's really easy to make. Probably the worst bit's just going to be sorting this out at the end, but I might even I might even get this sitting in the right position, and I might bend that round on the car once I've unpicked this and cut this off where I want it. That might be the way to go. I might weld everything in place, get this sitting right, and obviously I've got to put a little bit of, just put a wee bit of shape in here somehow. Like, it's just about flat down on that bottom piece, but yeah, I'll need to put a little bit of shape in that edge, and we're not far away. So within the matter of 20 minutes, I've got this panel from a flat piece of steel still attached, cut and, you know, basically shaped. So righty, well, I'll do a bit more, and I'll try and get back to you shortly. There you go, guys, back again. I've roughly got my panel, I'd say, like, it's basically it's shaped except for this edge, which I'm going to leave till I get the other panel right off. You know, what I'll do is I'll tack it on and spot it on across the bottom, so it's got a bit of strength in it, and then I'll shape. I'll bend this over on the car, I think, just so I can get the shape right. I can use that inside skinner of the guard to shape it round. So I've just marked on here where that panel comes up to. So like I'll be cutting it just a little bit below that line. So yeah, I'm just going to get my wire wheel on my angle grinder and just really clean up underneath here, so I can see where the rest of the spot welds are and try and drill out the spot welds, and so when I cut this, I can just pull it off instead of fighting with it and damaging anything else. So that's the plan. So I'll get into it, and I'll get back to you shortly, hopefully. Back here again briefly. I'll just run along here with the wire wheel. Now I don't know how easy it is for you guys to see, but there's about 8 spot welds here. There's one there, one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. Where are we? There's another couple along here. It's sort of hard to tell when I'm looking through the camera. It's easier for me to look past it. So yeah, there's about 8 or 9 spot welds along here I've got to try and drill out. So I'll do that, and I'll get back to you once I've cut this, and we'll see how we come off. Alrighty. There you go, guys. Well, back again. Kind of glad I took this off. As you can see, there's a few rust holes through here. It's quite thin there, and I'm quite glad that I did take this off, because it's not much better in here. So no wonder I was just blowing holes in it when I was trying to spot the welds up. Just give you a quick shot underneath where I drilled those spot welds at. Now what I tried to do, I try not to go through too far, so when I go to weld the panel back on, what I'll do is I'll overlay that on it, the old piece on, and I'll mark where the spot welds are, and I'll drill some holes in it, so I can come along and basically do a weld back in the factory place. So these holes are sort of filled. But yeah, I'm going to have to try and do something with this. Whether I'm going to try and spot weld these, just so I don't have to start cutting this apart too. So that's the plan here. So I'll have a go at that now and see if I can get some of these holes filled up. I probably should cut the bottom off this and put another piece in here too. Like when I did this, if I'd known it was quite so bad, probably would have cut it off and put a piece right through here too. But yeah, I'll live and learn. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what I get to when I get on the other side, see what's in there. So yeah, I'll try and tidy these up the best I can. I might hold a bit of brass or something in behind that. I've got a small bit of brass there. I might clamp on there with a with a pair of vice grips or something and see if I can weld these up. Righty, I'll get back to you. There you go. Back briefly. I haven't finished welding the holes up here, but it's welding up alright with that bit of brass, bronze or whatever it is in behind. Ooh, it's still quite warm. But I'm just going to go and have some lunch, and then I've got to do another job, and then hopefully I'll come back and get this finished. Alrighty guys, just a very, very brief, quick update. There you go guys, well I've started to put this on. I've still got to do just some final trimming. As I fold this up, I'll probably just grind this with that black liners. I'll probably just trim a little bit more metal out of there with the cutting disc on the grinder, or even just a grinding disc. I'll just run it along there and just trim a little bit extra off. Over here in a few spots, put a couple of tacks in here, and then where those spot welds were, I've put a couple of deck screws through to hold it in place. I've gone along and just done a couple of quick spots where those holes were, and I'll drill an extra couple of holes in here, and I'll do the same thing. And then when I remove the screws, once I've got it pretty much welded on, I'll weld those up too. But we're on their way, and she's going on. Here you go guys again. Well, she's all tack welded on. So it's basically, she's all in place. All I got to do is fully weld it. It's all spot welded. I've got a couple of spot welds in there. I've still got to do a weld around there. And I've still got to trim that bit of a corner off. Spot welded underneath there, and I put an extra few in a couple of spots, apart from where the factory ones were, just to fill the holes from the other side. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow I'll get that all welded up, and that's that guard finished, as far as that is concerned anyway. Rust. The inside come up alright. There's a couple of minor pinholes, but by the time I put a real good coat of rust colour down in there when I finish welding, and a real good coat of body sealer and everything, and those couple of pinholes on that inside panel were, they'll be right for all it's going to be out in the road and all that sort of stuff, and it's not going to get full of rubbish, and so that should be pretty good. And probably the only other thing I'll have to do is just put a little drain hole on the inside where the original one was eventually, when I get round to doing that. But at this stage that's finished. I'll just, probably a little bit of tidying up on that bottom edge just to straighten that out properly. But yeah, no, we're good. All ready to go in the morning. I probably would have had it fully welded by now, but I had to go into town for about 3 hours earlier on, and town's about 40 k's away, so that sort of ate up sort of that time. But well, yeah, hopefully I'd like to say by mid-morning or lunchtime tomorrow, all things going well, I'll have that all welded up and done. Alrighty guys, cheers, and I'll see you later.